What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Bringing you a nice easy appetizer dish here. Perfect for the football games going on. I know y'all saw my birds just beat down on them Cowboys, advancing to 6-0. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into these right here. Real simple. Salt, pepper. Gonna use some crushed red pepper because we will be making a Fra Diavolo sauce. Have some onion powder, herbs de Provence. Could use nice Italian season if you have it, garlic powder. Have olive oil, grapeseed oil, some seasoned breadcrumbs, crushed tomatoes, and tomato sauce. Gonna be using some flour there, of course. A little bit of cane sugar and a fresh mozzarella, basil, eggs, garlic, and a onion. All right, let's get into the process now. Go ahead and cut your onion in half. We're gonna be dicing this onion up. Real simple. Now just go ahead and peel the skin off. You guys know how to do this. Easiest way to dice up an onion here, just cut it right down the slit like that. And that's looking pretty good. Then just take your knife, score it right down the center. You can do it a few times here. It really depends on the size that you want your onions. I want them kind of small here for this, not too big for the sauce. So as you can see, it's kind of the size I'm looking for here. There we go. And let's get started on that Fra Diavolo sauce. Start off with our olive oil. Nice, decent, generous amount here. It really depends how much you're going to be making. We're not making a whole lot. Go ahead and throw those onions in. Guys, a Fra Diavolo is just simply a spicy tomato sauce or like a spicy marinara. Real simple ingredients. You just use crushed tomato or tomato sauce, onion, garlic, little olive oil, and red crushed peppers. That's gonna make it spicy there. So go ahead and we're gonna use these dried herbs. And like I said before, again, you can use a nice Italian season or just oregano if you'd like to. Get a decent amount of those red pepper flakes in there too. And let's go ahead and season this up before we throw the tomato sauce in. Just salt and pepper for now. Just gonna go ahead and stir that, cook those out a little bit more. Now we can go ahead and add that tomato sauce in. And 1 can of crushed tomatoes. If you really wanted to, you can crush the tomatoes yourself. Really depends on how chunky you like your tomato sauce. Mix that up. Let's go ahead and season this up a little bit too. You can check the seasoning later also after it simmers for a little bit. I'm just hitting it with a little bit of salt. And a nice generous pinch of sugar here. It's going to balance out the acidity of those tomatoes. Stir that up, cover it up, let it simmer over low heat, and we can set that aside. Oh, but first we got to throw that basil in there. Of course, if we have dried herbs, you know we got to hit it with some fresh herbs. Now, right before we prep the main star of the show, let's go ahead and get our oil into the pan. I'm going to be using grapeseed oil here. Personally, I like to use this, and it's a better alternative, a little healthier than vegetable oil or canola oil. And we're starting off with that star of the show. I'm going to be using fresh mozzarella here today, guys. Just cutting this into sticks. Real simple. Nothing too crazy there. Go ahead and do that for your mozzarella. Make as many as you'd like for this. Now I got those eggs, breadcrumbs, and flour. Go ahead and beat them eggs like they stole some. Of course, whenever we are dipping something into the flour, you know it's got to be seasoned. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with that salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. May have went a little too heavy here, but you know what? It's going to add some great flavor. If you don't know already, mozzarella can be kind of bland. There's not a whole lot of flavor in it, so we're going to make sure that we load up this flour and those breadcrumbs with a lot of seasoning. So we start off, go ahead and dip the mozzarella into the flour. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it into the egg now. And of course, just go ahead, roll it around into the breadcrumbs, ensuring to cover all the spaces. This part right here is crucial. I truly do believe it's necessary. We're gonna throw it back into that egg batter and then back into the breadcrumbs, just ensuring that no spaces are, left open, and we want to make sure that none of that mozzarella really leaks out when we fry it. It's okay if a little bit does, but you don't want it all to leak out. So go ahead and make sure that's covered up fully. We know that our oil is good to go. If you stick a stick in it like that, and it starts to bubble around it. So let's go ahead and drop those mozzarella sticks in, laying them away from you. Make sure not to overcrowd your pan, and give a second in between putting them in there. Very gently, making sure that none of that oil splashes. We gotta treat these things with some love. I'm happy with that right there. Go ahead and give a look at these beauties as they bubble up, getting some beautiful color on them. And just gonna rotate them around, ensuring that they get that cover evenly. These won't take too long, guys. Depending on the size of them, really only about 6 to 8 minutes, possibly 10. No longer than that. As you can see, that cheese pool is busting right there. After simmering for a little while, look at this beautiful sauce. We can go ahead and take that other piece of basil out. Make sure that you did leave a little bit of basil though, because we're gonna chop that up and just add it to the top for a little more flavor, give it some freshness. Top that off there. And you know I had to dig in for this, guys. If y'all like what y'all see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Going in for the taste right here. Beautiful cheese pool. Hey, the sauce is a check. Mozzarella is a check. Everything. These mozzarella sticks were the bomb, baby.